Hey guys, in this video I'll be comparing yourself to others in relation to food and exercise.
Yeah, comparing yourself to others within the health and fitness program. Again, it's like, I've used this analogy many times. It's like you've just graduated from IT school and registered your business and wondering why you're not as big as Google yet. You know, it's incomparable. You can't compare yourself with someone who's been training for 5, 6, 10, 12 years and wondering why after 6 months you're not looking like such and such. So one, you've got to take into account that. Two, dieting history, stress or lifestyle factors. There's so many things that you've got to take into account as far as why your body is responding the way it is to the particular program that you've got. And the other thing too is that people aren't patient. And like Jake and I were saying, is that a lot of our probably best case scenarios in relation to our clients that we deal with are ones that we've spent a considerable amount of time with, but they're in a position where their metabolism's healthy, we're able to put lean muscle on, we're able to drop body, we can do what we want with them because we've spent a lot of time doing it. And yeah, people fail to realise actions and expectations to achieve the optimal results that they need. It's going to take more than a 6 or an 8 week period to be able to do it. But I also think social media portrays a very different image as far as men and women and their physiques and what they look like on a day-to-day basis. And this is something that Jake and I have always been true to what we do in relation to what sort of phase or cycle we're in with our training, and show you exactly how it is, sort of thing. Whereas you've got to also understand when, especially women, I mean, women are very bad, not everyone, but definitely the majority, on comparing themselves with these physiques that they see on social media. And I know for a fact, and I've called it out on several occasions, is they're putting pics up where they were close to comp or a photo shoot or whatever it may be, especially when they're in a bad state of mind or situation, or they've actually had massive blowouts. You'll actually find that they will put more of those images up for when they were actually in shape. But then you're left there thinking, oh my God, this person's amazing and they're in shape 24/7. But in reality, you've also got to understand that they also are experiencing exactly the same things that you are. But I always look at the common denominator with someone that you aspire to and want to look like. And if you actually sat that person down and asked them about the battles of adversity that they've gone through and the time taken to get there, regardless of the BS that you see on Facebook, they've all probably got a very long and interesting story as far as how they got within the health and fitness industry, and also what they've done to achieve the physique that they're after. I mean, I can speak from watching Jake over the years. It's you know, for his development size-wise and what he's been able to do with his physique and increase his knowledge base, it has taken a considerable time frame. I mean, we're talking years, of course, but not only that is that the knowledge base that he's gained behind that, and the consistency and the hard work and the sessions and the food prepping and everything behind the scenes that you guys don't see. And if you're willing to, put in the hard work, we'll be willing to, be rewarded at the end of the day for all that hard work with the results that you're after. Your actions will be a direct reflection on the physique that you portray. Again, there's many different variables initially. It doesn't mean you just go all out, hard out for 8 weeks and think, well, I've done everything so hard, why am I looking like Ronnie Coleman or whatever it may be? There's within reason, quote unquote. But I think there is too much comparative stuff, especially, this is probably the one that gets on my nerves the most, is when it comes to prepping for comps, not necessarily just, you know, that in general, but people comparing their macros and what they're doing when they're dieting, and I mean, guys not so much, but girls in particular. And it's, you know, you've got to understand that these coaches are dealt with the scenario of that person's environment metabolically, and their metabolic rate, the BMR, metabolism, how they respond to macros. You don't know what scenario or history each person's got, and you cannot compare yourself with the next person. There's so many variables that come into play as to why that person is on that, as to why that person is on that. That's like me sitting here with Jake right now going, yeah, we've both been dieting for 17 weeks, let's say, and let's just say Jake was on 100 carbs and I was on 300, and he's going, well, why am I on 300? There are so many training history, diet history, it is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. So in the end of the day, if someone's macros are different, well, that's just how their body's responding, but they've also got to be coached and educated, which most people are these days, that if calories get that low, they've just got to be aware that they are in that danger zone where they have potential to blow out, and they've got to do and enforce the right measures to enable to repair the metabolism after a photo shoot or comp, let's say, because it's becoming unbelievably increasingly popular. So yeah, it's the same thing. It's a case by case basis, and there's so many variables that come into it, and you just got to stay in your lane. You got to work on performance and improvement, and make sure that, you know, with your measurements or the way you're tracking progress, week by week, you're putting one foot in front of the other, and you get the job done.